what messages they have for you. I'm going to quickly say, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you check out my other videos. I'm going to leave a link in my description, and you'll see it on the box above. I do a lot of pick-a-pile readings, and you can also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. In case you want a personalized reading, I also do that, and you can reach out to me through my Instagram. If you've been here, so you already know the drill. I have three piles in front of me. I'm going to insert an overhead shot to show you what these three piles are. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. See, here's the overhead shot of the piles. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I'll be leaving the timestamps in the description box below. So in case you've made your selection, you can jump right to the one that you've selected. In case you have confusion picking from one or two piles with all three piles, that means all three of them or both of them have a message for you. So I'm gonna start with pile 1 now. In case you guys have chosen pile 1, welcome to my channel. I'm Karishma. I'm gonna start with your reading. So what are we gonna ask first? The first cards that I have are going to talk about your spirit guides, who they are predominantly, if we can find out what are their traits, what are they helping you out with, what signs they send you, and what message they have for you. So let's get started. So the first two cards that I have will talk about who your archangels are and what are they helping you with. So the first card that I have is Archangel Ariel. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. So Archangel Ariel could be one of the guides that is working with you, and what they're teaching you is how to kind of live your life, how to kind of spread your wings and go for the things that you want. And they're training you not to hold back. So you may be in positions or in situations where you're being kind of pushed to do what it is that you like and what you're good at. You could also be learning a couple of new hobbies, or your skills could be improving at the moment. The next card that we have is Archangel Uriel, and the card says you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So even if these are not the archangels that you're working with, I feel your archangels are somebody, someone, sorry, that has a lot of wisdom, that has a lot of knowledge, and they're passing that on to you. They really want to see what's best for you, and they really want to push you into doing things that you're good at and live your life without, second guessing yourself or asking somebody else for advice. Let's get in deeper. So the cards that I have in hand are basically going to describe your spirit guides to you and to me. Let's see. The Star. So the Star talks about somebody who is, very hopeful. They know how to guide you. They are there towards you, and they're ensuring that all your hopes and dreams that you have are going to be fulfilled. So they could be coming to you in times when, especially when you require a lot of faith in your plans or in your destiny. The King of Swords. So your guides could be, super blunt towards you. They do want what's best for you, and I'm getting a lot of tough love from this pile. So while they're always there with you, I do sense a lot of masculine energy, a lot of, like a teacher. They may be putting you, in situations that may be tough, but that is only to ensure that you're growing and you're going towards your destiny. So they could be someone who is masculine. Crow could be one of the symbols that you may keep seeing. I'm seeing a lot of feathers, so they could be communicating with you through feathers as well. Yeah, I do see someone who is very masculine. They could have masculine traits, and they could be someone who is, like a no nonsense kind of a person. So they may, send you a lot of blunt messages, and I'm guessing that's what is there in this pile as well. The Artist. So they really do want you to live your best life. They do have a lot of hopes and dreams. They do want to ensure that you get these hopes and dreams. So while they may have, they may see you with the potential that that you're born with. So they are, you know, helping you create the reality that you want, and they could be, you know, coming to you through dreams. They could have been, you know, like an artist, or you could be an artist and you could relate with them through colors. I'm seeing a lot of blue and purple here. So they may be communicating with you through art as well. I also see them, you know, kind of writing. So you may be getting a lot of messages from them through books, or through, like I said earlier, through artwork and stuff like that. But they are really helping, you know, expand your mind and expand, you know, they're trying to kind of push you out of your comfort zone so that you can, you know, live the life that you always dreamt of. The Eight of Swords. So they may be, you know, kind of helping you in terms of putting you in a situation just for you to outgrow it. So you may be having a lot of situations in your life where you may be feeling, you know, very lost, very low, very lonely. But the thing is that you are in this situation so that you can kind of grow as an individual. And you, like, one of the words that's coming through is codependency. So they don't want you to become codependent on, you know, another person, or on a vice, or on a situation and stuff like that. So often you may find yourself being stuck in a position just so you can, you know, let go. And if this is something that has been happening in your life, just try to identify what it is that you learned from the situation, and that will, I think, give you more clues. The Wheel of Fortune. So one of the things that your guides want you to do is, if there are any karmic phases, sorry, not phases, but if there are any karmic cycles that you need to complete, any karma that is left from your previous lifetimes, they're kind of helping you full-fledgedly complete them, which is why, you know, a lot of tough love is coming in order for you to kind of complete these cycles much quicker. They are by your side, and you may see, you know, a lot of eagles or a falcon, a lot of lions and buffaloes as well. Pay attention to clouds as well. I think, you know, if you know how you lie down and you're looking at the clouds and you see, you know, why doesn't this cloud look like a cat or whatever it is? I don't know why cat came out, but they are sending you a lot of signs through, you know, the clouds as well. And they do have like the energy, or, you know, they embody the energy of a lion, like a leader, and that is what they want you to become. So I do see someone really strong, like really headstrong, like, you know, roaring, and somebody who might be a little, you know, scary, or not scary, but someone who is more like somebody who is unapproachable because of the kind of power that they have. So somebody who is very powerful, and then, like, you know, somebody who just knows their shit. You know what I mean? Like, they are they're training you to become leaders, like, you know, almost like an army general. You know, they do love you, and they do have a lot of, you know, love that they want to share. But the way they do it is through, you know, toughening you up for all the cycles that you need to complete. I also see them, you know, they're always around you. I see them, you know, just hovering behind you, and, you know, just holding you, and, you know, whispering in your ear what it is that you need to do. So whenever you feel like, you know, there's a situation and there's a silent voice in your head that is asking you to become brave, it is them that, you know, they are communicating with you. But yeah, somebody who is very headstrong, somebody who is almost like a raging bull, and things may happen very swiftly. Like, they don't like you to dwell on, like, you know, a situation for too long. They want you to just chop, get moving. The Three of Swords. So typically this card is, you know, for heartbreak. So like I just mentioned earlier, they may, you know, push you through a lot of heartbreaks just so, you know, you can kind of come out much stronger. The Five of Cups. So again, this also talks about dwelling on your, you know, the situation that is there in your hand. So what they don't like is that, you know, you may be spending a lot of time dwelling on, like, you know, heartbreaks that happen if somebody's betrayed you, whether it's in a relationship or in a professional or in a platonic situation. They don't want you to dwell for that long. They want you to kind of, you know, get that. Let's move on to the next chapter. That is what I see. The next card that I have, okay, how is that only on there? Okay, so the next cards that they have, that I have is, I asked what signs do they show you for you to identify your guides. So the first thing that I have is an ant. So what it says is work, achievement, and success. So especially, when you are successful in your endeavors, uh, they are there around. So when you get like a call for like a promotion, it is them doing like the legwork for you to kind of you know come up in your area of expertise. But also ants could be significant if you see them in your dreams or stuff like that. Know that they're trying to send you a sign. I'm sorry, it's thundering outside. The next card that I have is beetle, which says good fortune. So they could be, and even this card I think is a beetle. I'm not sure. The artwork outside. The beetle, which says again, which I like I just said, good fortune. So they're really like whenever you achieve something, they kind of give you a little bonus. You know what I mean? Like if you've just gotten a promotion, there will be some form of extra income or just some form of celebration that kind of comes in, and they're really bestowing you with a lot of good fortune. Hat, you will be playing a lot of different roles. So they do play a lot of roles in your life. If you may be the kind of person that doesn't really get on or get over things very quickly. They will not just be this tough love kind of, I feel like 90% of the time they really want you to move ahead, and they really are tough on you, but they also play a lot of different roles. So if you end up meeting certain people that help you advance in your life, it is them that is kind of sending these people in your life. The next cards again that I have are going to signify, what it is that they, who they are and what it is that they want to tell you. So these could be your spirit animal guides as well. First card that I have is a blue heron. It says, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. So, like I mentioned earlier, uh, they don't want you to, basically take anyone else's advice. They think that, you're really smart enough to take advice and listen to your own intuition. So, don't go around getting confused if somebody else is telling you. Just do it. Just do what feels right. Just do what, like even earlier we had the card that says, you know what to do. You know what I mean? So they really want you to become much more independent, and that is why they are really tough on you. The next card that I have is a spider. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. So, like I mentioned earlier, some of y'all could be, writers, or you could be reading a lot or writing a lot about things. And that is one more way to identify your guides. If you see a spider, even though it's a little scary, I'm getting a lot of small insects, you know what I mean, like small animals. I also, even though I originally did mention about the lion, the buffalo, and the eagle, but most of the things in terms of them, in terms of, sorry, you identifying them, it's just smaller, insects and animals. So they may not, even though they have an overpowering personality as a trait, they may be sending you, small signs. They don't want their presence to be completely felt. You know what I mean? Like people have guides that they're always with them. You can hear them clearly, but with you, it's a little dis, it's a little different. Sorry. So with you, they could be there, but not in the, they're there in the background is what I'm getting. So you may not actively feel their presence, but they're there. They're, watching you. They might be, right behind you. Like for a lot of you, I'm getting like this vision of, when you're working, your guide standing right behind you, and just scratching your head, and you end up looking somewhere. It's actually them kind of doing these small things to help you notice something. So they might not give you like really huge signs. They may be speaking to you through smaller signs. The last card that I have is cat. I remember seeing cat earlier as well. It's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over dependency on others, which is why they may be, kind of distancing you from situations or friends that no longer serve you. They really want, you to be independent. They want you to take uh, your own advice because they do see the kind of potential that you have. They want you to create, a very independent life where you're not codependent on someone else. The next cards that I have will talk about, what they are helping you out with. So let's see this. This card says initiation, spiritual testing of Ra and Lady Isis. I love the artwork on these cards and I just got them. So I may not know what they mean completely. So I'm just going to use my book and I'm going to read out of it. Initiation. Okay. When you're being spiritually initiated into the mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of deep challenges. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the learning, growth, or wisdom that can be summoned, to turn the challenge into an opportunity for healing. Whilst the scorching heat of Ra seeks to burn through any resistance, the Lady Isis, with compassion and cleverness, will protect you from burning and instead enable you to be nourished and grow from the light of Ra. Let Isis help you pass the test of intense growth as you thrive with new life. For advanced aspirants on the path, initiation will occur at various stages. Sometimes our entire life will feel like an initiation, at other times, specific areas will be flowing easily, whilst others are deeply challenging. This card comes as confirmation that you're not needlessly suffering. If you can find the light within the struggles, tests, or challenges that face you now, you will experience breakthrough healing. So basically what I get from it is everything that I just said. They do put you in a lot of heat. It's like them putting you in an oven during tests just so that you come out as a cake. Right? So when they put you in these situations, just remember it's all about healing. They want you to complete your karmic cycles. They want you to heal a couple of fears and your shadow aspects that you have. And what is predominantly highlighted, two of the things that I noticed here is indecisiveness and codependency, and they each kind of revolve around each other. People, in terms of indecisiveness, you may not know who to trust, and that's why you keep going to others for advice. And the same thing with codependency, because you do not know how to trust your own self. That's why there's codependency on other people. Let's see what else they want to tell you. Okay, so first card I asked basically what are they helping you out with in this lifetime. The first card that we have is cooperation. So working, collaborating, but also making your own decisions. You bringing something to the table is something that they want. Just gonna make space, sorry. The next thing that we have is the fifth dimension. They want you to ascend. They want you to become better versions of yourself, more aware of your feelings and your thoughts and your emotions coming from a place of absolute light. So if be mindful if you are jealous, easily triggered by jealousy or envy, when somebody else achieves something. One of their tenets was do unto others as you would have them act towards you. So this is something that they want to teach you. As a result, you will always be loving, welcoming, fair, cooperative, and generous. What am I reading? Your guidance, if you drew this card, your guidance is to ask yourself how you would like to be treated and act towards others accordingly. For example, if you want someone to see your side of the argument, make sure you listen to theirs. This enables you to maintain a higher perspective on life, which will help you rise into the fifth dimension. So what they want you to do again is, just don't think about, if you've not achieved something, don't think about, why has this person achieved it? Why should I cooperate with this person? And both these things go hand in hand, because they do want you to learn from others. They do want you to understand that you need to bring something to the table for other people to respect you as well, and that's not going to happen if you keep dwelling on to negative emotions. So be mindful of how you speak to others, even if they are speaking badly to you. They want you to ascend, and that's what they're going to help you in this lifetime. The last card that we have is healing, and this also has a little cat. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a little cat on it. What are your guides helping you with in this lifetime? They're helping you heal. They're helping you heal a lot of codependent wounds, a lot of wounds around abandonment, and a lot of, closing a lot of karmic cycles and healing your soul. In Golden Atlantis, people were natural healers, but those who were specifically gifted were trained to become clear channels for divine energy. They worked in the healing temples. In the early days, healer priests only started to balance their chakras, but later, as karma started to occur, I don't know what that means, people needed more help to stay healthy. Sound, color, geometric shapes, herbs, and crystals were used to facilitate healing. Laser light passed through crystals was used for psychic surgery. Pretty interesting. This card reminds you that there are people who need your help, so it is time to develop and practice your healing abilities. It also suggests that you may need a boost of spiritual reiki or emotional healing to raise your light levels. So some of you in this pile could be psychics yourself, could be, drawn to a certain modality, and your guides are helping you hone these skills. They're helping you, use them, get in touch with them, and make sure that you are healing yourself as well as others. So maybe one of the things in your destiny is to become a healer in whatever capacity you can. Again, the next question that I asked for these cards is, who are your guides again, and what are they here to teach you or help you with? The first card that we have is a toad. Now again, this is a new deck, so I'm gonna read. Okay, so the card says humor and joy. So your guides do want you to live a very happy life. But again, this is not like a toad is not something that you would associate with joy, but they do leap around. You know what I mean? They may be grotesque looking, but they're also, joyful creatures, I guess. Cat. This is the second or the third cat that has come out. So they always do have their eyes out. They're always watching you. They are always there around you. So in case you want to feel that protection, just make sure that you're calling out to them. They are listening to you, and ask them gently to help you out with whatever situation that you are in. I think if it gets really tough, the easiest way or the easiest thing to tell them is to help you get out of the situation with the least amount of effort and the least amount of heaviness at all. Like, you just want to get out of it easily, and I'm sure that they'll listen to you. Boar. I don't know what this card means, so I'm gonna take a peek. Danger, aggression, and masculinity. So earlier the card that came out, the cat, talked about protection, and this card, like, to me the word masculinity stood out. So they may be, even if you are a feminine person watching this, they are helping you out with your masculine side, which talks about more about strategizing, more about being in control, and being more stable. So I feel like they're helping you out to become an alpha. I love that the word alpha came out. I don't know why I heard it. But also, they're really there, and if anyone treats you badly, like, not only do they have their eyes on you, they have their eyes on the people that you work with or you communicate with. So, they really can sense danger when it comes to you, and they're always there next to you, especially in a situation which may be dangerous. So if people start getting out of your lives, like if somebody stops talking to you, or somebody just disappears from your life, it is because of your guides that they're disappearing, because your guides truly want only the best kind of energy to exist around you. Like, I feel like your guides and you have a lot of power struggle, because of you may want a certain person in your life, but they'll be like, no, they're not going to do good for you, just move on with this, let them go, let them live their life, you're capable of much more, so keep going, don't keep an eye on them. The last two, no, I have more cards as well, sorry. So I asked, what messages do they want to give you now that we are done with, who they are, how they're giving you signs and stuff. I asked what messages that they have for you, and the first card that came out was love. It was from someone this strict. The word love coming out is just really sweet. Live your truth and share the love that is in your soul. Freedom. Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. So these two, are your key words. That is the kind of life that they want you to live. They want you to, surround yourself with love and embody the energy of love, which is why they're, helping you deal with a lot of things. They're not resonating from a place of fear or, something negative, but you're rising and you're, seeing things around you with love. And that's why, again, like I said, if people are moving out of your life, if situations are ending, it's because it's not bringing you enough love or freedom. Transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. So, one of the things that you need to transcend is the fear that you may be living with, and they really do think, they really want you to know that your mind is very powerful. You are very powerful beings. So, ensure that you're not giving away your power to somebody else by being codependent or being indecisive. The last two cards that I have for you, pile one, talk about what your guides want you to do at the moment to heal, to make yourself feel better. The first card that I have is family. So spend some time with your family. I also feel, since the word family came out, your guides could be, or your guide could be an ancestor of yours as well. Somebody who you may have known probably in this lifetime or heard of, or this could be someone from another lifetime as well. But they're asking you to spend some more family, time, some quality time with your family. The next card that I have is sex. So, if you are underage, I do not encourage you to have sex randomly, but what they're asking you to do is be mindful of who you share your body with, right? Although sex, may sound cool and stuff like that, there's a lot of exchange of energy, and you don't want to be trapped with the wrong kind, and you don't want to end up giving your energy to someone else. And also for some of you, if you guys are pregnant, congratulations, they're helping you out with that. And if you are not, and if you don't want to be at this point, just be careful in terms of who you are with. Like, you don't want to end up pregnant, right? For some of you. But yeah, just be mindful of who you're sharing your body with. It may seem funny right now, or it may seem very like it's okay, it's just sex, but the thing is, it's not that. It's technically, if you look at it, it's a portal for a soul to be born, right? Like a soul comes, a new life comes into this world through the act of sex and then pregnancy and stuff like that. But just be careful who you share your energy with. I think that is a message that they have for you. I hope you guys like my reading. Please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. I also have a lot of other videos, so you can take a look at that as well. On my Instagram, I do daily readings. I do like collective readings, and I also do a lot of smaller pick card readings, so make sure you take a look at that as well. I'm going to move on to the next pile. Hi guys, so all of you who chose pile 2, this is your reading. Welcome to my channel. Like I mentioned earlier, this reading is going to be about your spirit guides, who they are, what messages they have, what signs do they send you, and how can you identify them. I'm just going to prepare my cards. Okay, so the first set of cards that I have talk about who your guides are. It could be the same archangel whose name comes up, or it could be someone who is helping you out with these things. The first card that I have says Archangel Jeremiel. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Do a life review. So you could either be working with this archangel, or they could be surrounding you, or your guides are helping you with taking charge of your life, and helping you heal whatever, or fine tune your life a little bit, and making sure that you're more balanced, you're more healed. The next card that I have is Archangel Israel. I hope I'm saying his name right. It says, hello from heaven. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel loving blessings. So for some of you, you could be again working with this archangel, or for some of you, I'm also getting that your spirit guide is actually an ancestor of yours, and they're helping you kind of deal with the losses that you've gone through. This could be a person, it could be a situation, it could be anything. But they're showering you with a lot of blessings, right? Like I do see a very motherly kind of a vibe with this pile. Like they're really ensuring that you are healed, you're taken care of, they're sending you blessings and stuff like that. Let's move on to the tarot deck that talks about more in detail about who your guides are. The first card that I have is the Three of Pentacles. So your guides are somebody who they really admire you, so they do help you out in terms of, especially in your work life, in terms of getting help. They do collaborate with you in terms of if there's something that you need, they will ensure that you get that. So all you need to do is communicate your need to them. For example, if you are stuck in a job that is not probably paying you well, or you're not happy, what they'll do is they'll make you meet people or collaborate with someone, or show you like an opportunity that is there on the internet or whatever, and they will make sure that they're connecting you with the right people. The Ace of Cups, again, like I just feel like a very sweet, overpowering love that they have for you. Like, oh, I mean overpowering in a nice way. Like I'm actually dizzy. I'm like from smiling. I do sense a lot of love in my heart. So it could be like this feminine energy. Your guides could be someone who does embody a lot of motherly traits. For some of you, I don't know why I'm getting, for some of you, this could be a sibling that you shared, or two siblings that you shared in your past life. They could be two sisters, or one sister and one brother. The Magician. So they are helping you out with your manifestation. So like I mentioned earlier, if you need something, bam, it's done. They're helping you out with it. Not saying that your life is easy or anything like that, but whenever you ask for help will be given to you. So they're ensuring that all the things just line up perfectly for you, and that is because they want you to live a very comfortable life. Nine of Cups, which talks about wishes. Like they want to ensure that all your wishes are fulfilled, which is why they help you align things in a way that your wishes do get fulfilled. The Eight of Cups. So anything that does not resonate with your energy, anything that is unbalanced, they don't want to entertain that kind of energy. So usually when this happens, usually if somebody is not bringing you happiness, or a situation that is not helping you get a lot of positive vibes, they tend to kind of move it away, so that you are only surrounded by a lot of love and a lot of loving people. Okay, so the next cards that I have, is what are they helping you out with in this lifetime? Ooh, scary. So what the card that I got is Healing the Divine Masculine, Osiris Rises. So this is a new deck and I'm going to be reading from the book, but I again, like, the word healing is come. So I do feel that they are helping you, like they're watching you grow into the person that you're meant to become, but in a very powerful way. Like they want you to feel very powerful, which is why they don't want you to maybe struggle a lot. Even though you may have seen struggle, they are ensuring that your life is like you get everything that you desire. You know what I mean? Like they want you to feel the strength that you have, and they know, like, they, how do I explain this? Like, they see you as like their favorite student who's going to achieve a lot in their life. You know what I mean? So that is the energy that I get from this card. And they're helping you become more confident versions of yourself. The divine masculine within men and women is the energy that allows for protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. When the masculine within us is healthy and strong, we have an inner strength to hold ourselves safe through anything. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in his ability to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. So what I'm getting from this is, again, there is a lot of protection that they have for you, and they're ensuring that you don't, again, similar to the first pile, that you don't become codependent on someone else. They, like in the first pile I spoke about, how there is a lot of tough love, but over here I feel like, them nurturing you and nourishing you for you to kind of fully grow and blossom. When there is damage to the inner masculine, there is difficulty in standing up for our truth, in knowing what our truth and values are, and in knowing how to protect them without feeling as though we have to fight constantly just to be allowed to be ourselves. We might also feel that unless others see things as we do, we have no power, and then have to fight and dominate others, manipulating them to see our point of view. The inner masculine part of us often needs healing so that he can fulfill his divine purpose of inner strength, protection, and honoring of the self in all its uniqueness, so that we can live as free, strong individuals that know who they are and are happy to just love and be that person and allow others to do the same. This will happen at any time he is asked to hold even more consciousness, to hold permission and strength to be even more of the unique self that you are. So I think that they're helping you, bring a lot of balance in your life. And when things come easy to you, it's not because things are being served at a platter, but it's, you may be able to see that, okay, if you may take this calculated risk, it could pay out like this. So what they're asking you to do is, again, trust yourselves a little bit. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think one of the things that they are helping you with is to trust yourself a lot more. They're gearing you up, when things line up. It's like, an army being formed and you go into war. But this war is, about you healing things, and which is why things come easy to you. The next cards that I have is, how can you identify your guides? What signs are they giving you? Eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. So whenever you see or spot an eagle, it's your guide sending you a message that things are going to be okay. A whale, great worry over nothing. So if you do overthink, if you are somebody who overthinks, like me sometimes, they want you to know that they are always there with you. If there's any issue that you have or you need help making a decision, just pray to them and ask them to kind of help you find a solution, and they will. Older woman, dealing with a relationship with an older woman. So they could be, like this wise grandmother who bakes you cookies and brownies and stuff like that. I don't know where you come from, but my granny makes me like the yummiest food, Indian. But it's just that motherly vibe that they have, that they want, whenever they see you in trouble, they just want you to feel nourished. So that is the vibe that I'm getting. The next card that I have is a rooster, an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross. So even though your guides are very loving and protective towards you, they will not stand somebody who doesn't treat you right. Weirdly I got the card November, so it could be the month that you are born, or something significant could happen at that time. Either it could have happened in the past or it could happen in the future, depending on when you're watching. Like, you will be able to kind of pick up more signs maybe in the month of November. The next cards again that I have talk about what it is, who they are, and how can you identify them, and what do they want to tell you. So the first card that I have it says Emily Bronte, who was a famous writer, and it talks about fantasy, living in a fantastical world and kind of growing your inner world and being more expansive, using your imagination to create solutions. You know what I mean? Like, they're helping you expand your mind. The next card that I have is again Pond, and it talks about. I'm gonna take a quick look. But it what it does is it talks about the unseen or the unexpected, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, looking inward, inspiration, and looking inward for inspiration, especially when there is a lot of uncertainty. Spider, focus, planning, and digesting things. So what they're helping you with is, if there is a solution, they're reaching out to you in terms of maybe your dreams, or maybe the kind of inspiration that you get either through art or through movies or through wherever. But they're helping you reach solutions quicker by giving you a lot of inspiration, and they're helping you plan it out as well. So they're helping you from, like, the solution and how you can get through the entire thing. The next card that I have is the Wall, and it talks about protection and helping you clear obstacles and boundaries. I don't know why I'm coughing, guys. This is very weird. I'm sorry, I had to drink a little water. So yeah, we have Emily Bronte, we have the card that says Pond, we have the card that says Spider, and we have the card that says Wall. So what it talks about is, diving deeper, going within and looking at yourself for inspiration. Also, them giving you ideas through movies, so keep an eye on that. Giving you ideas through the books you read or whatever. Whenever you're faced with an issue, they will show up and give you an idea, and they will also help you get through the entire thing, like help you plan out the entire thing. The next cards that I have will speak about what they're helping you with in this lifetime. First card that I have says Dolphin. Dolphins came to Earth from Sirius to teach humans. They are wise ones who also maintain the vibration of the oceans. In Atlantis, they telepathically imparted guidance, technological knowledge, and wisdom as they swam with people. They still do this at the same time, offering us healing and joy and helping us reconnect to our soul energy. After the fall, the mighty angels of Atlantis took dolphin bodies and became the angel dolphins. They seek people who are pure and dedicated enough to work with them. Now, this card suggests that you live lightly. This is what your guides want you to do. They want you to live lightly and wisely, bringing joy, fun, and laughter into your life. You're also being guided to develop your healing abilities, serving your fellow humans and the planet with wisdom and joy. So they are bringing you a lot of joy in your life, just so you can bounce that back out into the world, and they're sharing a lot of wisdom with you. They want you to become wise women, men, so that you can help other people out. The love of animals, a lot of animals, and the next card actually says nature. Love of animals. In Golden Atlantis, people were aware that animals incarnate on Earth to learn, experience, and teach, just as humans do. Animals were honored and respected as equals, and everyone communicated telepathically with them. Some came to serve us, offering their produce or help. Others protected humans or offered companionship. Humans and animals practice harmlessness, one of the highest qualities that can be attained. If you drew this card, your guidance is to connect with an animal today. Consider what you're learning from it and maintain an attitude of harmlessness as you telepathically offer greetings. Stay open for a response, a message, or a sense of connection for an animal wishes to communicate something that will help you. So I think for most of you, what this means is they want you to increase your skills in communication, not just with other people, but also pay attention to how you communicate with your surroundings, with nature. Are you being mindful of the things that you're doing? And why they're teaching you this is because they feel you are someone who does have a lot of empathy, especially towards nature. And you could be that that one person in your group of friends, or on a much bigger scale, who will be communicating or talking about how our planet does need help. So I do think that that is one of your missions in life, to ensure that you're living a very sustainable life and also respecting and protecting nature. and taking care of animals. If you guys have pets, know that your guides have sent them and they want you to spend a lot of time with animals. If you don't have a pet, it's completely all right, but I feel like, you know, you could be someone who does connect a lot with animals, especially, and also nature. The next card that I have is nature. The Golden Atlanteans honored every aspect of the natural world, understanding that everyone and everything is a part of Source. Humans, animals, and nature worked together, and there was no fear between the species. Plants reciprocated with a bountiful harvest. Animals gave their produce freely and lovingly. Recognizing the divine uniqueness of all life forms, the people never tried to alter or interfere with the genetic blueprint of life. This card reminds you to recognize and honor your uniqueness and that of everyone else. Consciously contribute to the well being of the natural world and notice how people, animals, and plants respond to you. Your guidance is to check that your thoughts, words, and deeds are harmless and well intentioned. Then your rewards will be bound. Ugh, what is happening? Mercury. Then your rewards will be bountiful beyond your expectations. It is time to harvest your abundance. So they do want you to live a very, you know, abundant life, but also being mindful of the energy that you embody, not just towards, you know, people around you, but also, like I mentioned earlier, your surroundings. The next cards again are who your guides are. I hope I said that right. The next cards will talk more about who your guides are and what advice they have for you. The first card that I have is the honeybee. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. So if you're going through something, they want you to, you know, approach the situation with a lot of compassion, and also if people have wronged you, it's okay to forgive them even if it's just in your head. Platypus, stop complaining and focus your blessings on, sorry, I don't know why I said that. Stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. So, again, compassion and forgiveness, and, you know, focus on the good that is happening in your life. Shark, and we also had the whale earlier, right? And we also had a card that spoke about a lot of dolphin, so a lot of water, a lot of watery. And we have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. So it talks a lot about, you know, a gentle energy that surrounds you. I think some of y'all could benefit from being next to an ocean or, you know, some body of water. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of any situation. So trust your intuition. Be calm once you're calm. You know, when water is calm, you can, you know, it reflects back. If it's murky or if it's turbulent, you may not be able to see the situation completely. So they're helping you create that balance in yourself, so you can, you know, you can understand the situation for what it is. Falcon. Wasn't the card eagle also there earlier? Did I say eagle? Act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without any delay. So one of the signs that your guides could be sending you, or one of your spirit animal guides, could be any of these creatures, and what they're asking you to do is pay attention, use your own intuition as well as intellect, and make sure that, you know, if there is a situation that requires a lot of compassion, use that, because it will help you be more balanced and it will help you see the situation better and then act upon it without any delay. So the next set of cards that I have will talk about what it is that they want to tell you. Magnificent. You are amazing, magnificent, and unique, but most importantly, you are enough. So stop overthinking your worth. Stop doubting your abilities. Dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams, so pay attention to your dreams. I think a lot of you will, you know, already know who your guides are, or you may have seen them in your dreams, or they may be sending you a lot of signs through your dreams. The last card that I have for you is what it is that your guides want you to do to ensure that, you know, you are more healed, more balanced. Write a gratitude list. There's a second card that talks about, you know, counting your blessings. So I think this will really help you understand what your guides have been helping you with, all along, and it'll make you more thankful, and it'll help you resonate at a better vibration. So that's all that I have for you guys. Another a few more messages that I'm getting for you is the number 8, 9, 3. Something significant happening in November. Pay attention to your dreams. If you see a dolphin or a honeybee, platypus, shark, falcon, a dog, a horse, a deer, there are a lot of animals, a butterfly, these are all signs from your guides. So I'm done with your reading. I hope you like my reading. Please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I also do a lot of other videos as well, and I also have an Instagram page where I do daily readings, which are shorter, which are for the collective, and smaller pick a card readings on my Instagram as well. I hope you guys like this reading. I don't know why I'm saying that again, but I'm going to move on to the next pile now. Bye. So for all of you who chose pile 3, here's your reading. We're going to talk about who your guides are, what messages they have for you, and what do they want to tell you. How can you identify them? How do they send you signs? And what advice do they have for you, like I already mentioned. But yeah, and also what they're helping you with in this lifetime. So let's see. Starting with the Archangel cards. Now these could be archangels that are surrounding you or working with you, or just the energy of your guides. Archangel Haniel, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. I also see swans in this, so I do see that your guides are somebody who are very sensitive towards you, and I think for most of y'all, you can sense their presence. Archangel Zadkiel, it talks about clairaudience, so you could sense their energies, maybe you can hear them. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from people. So I do see that your guides are very communicative and very chatty towards you, and they do send you signs regularly. The next, I'm going to describe some of their traits. The King of Cups. So the King of Cups is somebody who is emotionally very intelligent. They like to ensure that everything is happening smoothly, everyone's happy, everyone's having a good time. And if there's a fight that breaks out, the way this king would react would be with compassion and with love. So your guides could be someone who does have a very emotional side when it comes to you. So they could be someone who does, especially when you're going through a tough time, they are around you, they will be sending you a lot more messages, and they are someone who understand your emotions pretty well, and they help you deal with them. The 7 of Pentacles. So your guides are also, they do help you work hard. They are very patient with you, and they also are helping you inculcate this patience. They may be helping you in your financial situation as well, and they're helping you kind of invest in yourself. The Ace of Wands. Your guides are sending you, like, they do send you a lot of inspiration. They do have, I do sense a very masculine vibe, but like like a loving grandfather, and for some of you it could just be them as one of your guides. They are spending you a lot of inspiration. They are sending you a lot of passion, and like I just see them as very passionate beings who are there for you wholeheartedly. The 2 of Cups. So they do love you a lot. They do, they're not afraid of giving you exactly what you want. You know what I mean? Like I do see a very loving, very gentle approach towards you. Like they are, they are guides who are very loving. I don't know why I keep getting the word loving. I know like this card has a lot of other meanings, but like the only word that is coming through is the word loving. Like if you ask your guides for anything, they will give you just that. So if you've gone through like a heartbreak or something, and you pray that I just want to meet someone new, bam, the next day you might meet someone who's like good for you and stuff like that. The next card that I have talks about what they're going to help you in this lifetime. The Eye of Horus, awakening divine perception. I'm just going to read from the book because it's a little intense. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. Uh, this is a sign and a stamp of divine encouragement, approval, and protection. If you've been wondering about your divine path, about whether you have genuine gifts of healing and insight to share, about whether your inner perception is actually true insight, and whether you will be protected spiritually in certain matters or situations, then this card is a confirmation for you. You also have guidance here that your inner side is expanding yet again, taking a turn on a higher twist of spiral of perception. These are the gifts of higher clairvoyance, pure knowing, divination, and divine communion, and they all flow in truth from the fountain of the heart. You can expect these gifts to grow and as a result to see with even more detachment, accuracy, and clear knowing. It is important that you trust this inner sight and come from your heart. This will ensure that your sight is accurate and helpful. Inner sight will never judge or harm another, but it will certainly help you discern the underlying truth of the situations and relationships so that you can make wise decisions. This card is a confirmation that you have spiritual gifts of healing and perception that can serve your own life path and that of others when you use them from love. Trust that you are protected and you may move forward on your path and the opportunities will come at the perfect time. So, didn't I mention that some of you may already be sensing them? So I'm getting that a lot of you, the King of Cups and the Two of Cups, like the Cups energy, also talks about having intuitive gifts and being healers. So they are helping you become natural healers. For some of you, I'm getting that this could be someone that you may have had a relationship with in a past life. For others, I'm getting that they see you as almost like an equal, that they see that they're training you to become them and to become guides. For others, I'm also sensing that they are helping you with your relationships, especially if you're dealing with a twin flame or you're dealing with a soulmate and stuff like that. Like, they are helping you with this as well. There is, they're bringing a lot of romance in the air and I love it. But most of you could have a lot of psychic gifts and they are helping you in this lifetime to make them better so that you can help other people. The next cards that I have will talk about, how can you identify signs from them. The Weeping Willow. So it's a tree basically and it talks about family sorrow. So if there is a situation in your life that revolves around family or it also revolves around loss, they are kind of lending you a hand of support. Also trees, I don't know why I'm getting trees, like weirdly shaped trees, like if you see like an alphabet or something like that, I don't know, whatever you see, it's a sign from your guides. Study a little bit about what the trees mean. If you see a particular tree and if it keeps showing up, what it means and what it does. Like, for example, if you see like lavender, if you're drawn to lavender, your guides are actually helping you calm yourself down. They're helping you trust your third eye. They're helping you trust your intuition. The next thing is Jug, light-hearted and carefree time. So your guides, they do want you to have a lot of fun in your life. They don't want you to have or deal with a lot of heavy emotions. So they ensure that things align in a way that you end up enjoying the time that you have. Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. So they are, they, like I mentioned earlier, they do align things that happen, in a way that even if it's taking time, they are ensuring that things happen a certain way so that there is a lot of happiness and a lot of joy that comes out of it. Moving forward, Charlotte Perkins Gilman, and the card talks about having freedom. So your guides do want you to have a lot of freedom. I'm just going to take a look at the book to understand who she is and what her work talks about. I'm sorry if you guys know her and love her. Maybe try reading some of her books. So it talks about what frees you and the systems at work. Like, they don't want you to live a life that is very oppressed. They want you to ensure that your soul is kind of living to its fullest, and you're actually having fun in the things that you do. The next card that I have is Zora Neale Hurston, and it talks about story. And the story, for me, it talks about the story that you write about yourself and the stories that you write about other people. I'm sure it talks the same, yeah, the stories of others and listening. So what your guides are helping you with is rewriting your own story. They're helping you out with understanding other people and their stories better, and through your story, inspiring others. Next card that I have is Toni Morrison, and it talks about power. They want you to understand that, with a lot of power, with a lot of, what was that Superman quote? With a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. Was it Superman? I'm not sure. But there was something I heard like that which spoke about with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. And, they're helping you gain this power little by little. I think for most of you, this is, an energy of healing, a modality that they want you to take on, or just increasing your clairvoyant skills and your intuition, and trusting yourself better. I think for a lot of you, people may be coming to you for advice in general as well, and they want you to understand that you are a leader, you're meant to be a leader and a healer. So ensure that you're using these powers wisely and not doing it, like basically not giving bad advice to someone just so that it can benefit you or something, anything like that. So be mindful of how you use your powers. And the last thing that we have is the rabbit. So for me, like when I look at the rabbit, like it could be one of the signs, that if you see a lot of rabbits, it could be your guides communicating with you. But for me, like the word, rabbit, it reminds me of, because we have the tortoise and the rabbit, it does remind me of the story that was there where the hare and, was it the tortoise, yeah, like slow and steady wins the race. So ensure that you're not kind of jumping into situations that can cause a lot of issues. Take your time to pre-plan, to think ahead, and also make those leaps, like when take calculated risks, but make those leaps. I also see for a lot of you that there are a lot of adventures that are still waiting for you, or your guides taking you on a lot of adventures that leave you very wise. I also weirdly, in front of me, saw a vision of a woman. So I think for most of you, your guides are making it very obvious that they're communicating with you. It's very weird that I saw somebody's face. Like, don't be scared. The next card that I have is, we'll talk about, I'm so sorry, I'm a little, taken aback. But the next cards that I have talk about, who your guides are again and what messages they have for you. The first card that came out was a panda. Love that. Create a sacred space for yourself in your home or a place of work. So, for some of you, this could also be an altar, but just ensure that you're spending some quality time with yourself, because as a fellow healer, as a fellow empath, when you pick up on a lot of emotions, it becomes a little difficult to differentiate your emotions versus those of others who come to you for advice. So when you have a space, a secret space of yourself at home, it's the best place and the best feeling when you kind of detach from all of that and you connect with yourself. So even if it's not a space that you can create, cultivate a habit that will help you calm down. And one of the things that is coming to me is grounding. So just grounding basically helps suck out all the energy that is not good, that is like a lot of harmful energy that is in your body, which may be stuck or which may be overactive, like a lot of anger. And when you feel angry, you just want to like break something. So when you start grounding and you start releasing the energy, whether it's your own or whether it's somebody else's that you may have picked up, it does help you feel very calm, to a point where you also sometimes feel exhausted. The next card that I have is an octopus, and it talks about practice shape shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. Now, what this means is not that you need to have a lot of identities, but what it means is that you need to be a lot more adaptable in terms of, how we talk about people that, oh, he was somebody with kids, he was like a kid, and with elders, he could hold a conversation. So they do want you to grow and expand your mind in terms of, because in order for you to help a lot of people, you will have to understand what they are and where they come from. So try to connect with them and not, be superficial about it, but try to understand where they come from. The next card that I have is a gorilla. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. I can't, I can't make this up. Like all of these cards, I pick them up, I pull them out, and it's like your guides are very strongly coming through. Like they're very strongly, like they're very obvious. You know what I mean? Uh, so yeah, listen. Take time to listen because you are a healer, and one of the things that you will be doing a lot in your lifetime is listening to people and helping them out. The next cards again I have talk about what they will be helping you with. They will be helping you with, and they want you to stay silent. The silence. It is only in the silence that we can truly connect with the awesomeness of all that is. The people of Golden Atlantis, who were all enlightened beings, knew this. They led quiet, relaxed, contemplative lives, constantly attuned to the highest. They spoke little as they communicated telepathically. In those days, there were none of the noisy, vibrating cars, planes, or machinery that we experience right now. And it was very weird because just when I was saying this, like one of the cars, the car alarms went off, and it just stopped right now. So the very earth was still and silent, and nature supported the divine communication. Receiving this card indicates that you are called on to spend some time in contemplation or meditation. If possible, go somewhere in nature where you can be more still and peaceful. Remember that you can more readily access your inner wisdom when there is silence, which is why they're asking you to create a sacred space. If not, go out in nature. Again, nature grounding, it'll help you a lot. And you just need to tune into your own energy. Positivity, they're going to be helping you out with positivity. In Golden Atlantis, negative words simply did not exist, nor were there words of resistance like but, never, or cannot. So nothing impeded the flow of people's lives. Their vocabulary contained only positive words and concepts, and the people were immersed in wholesome ideas and thoughts. They constantly affirmed the happiness and contentment of the moment. Because of this, under spiritual law, they could only attract good things into their lives, which inevitably moved forward smoothly. Watch your thoughts, words, and beliefs. Eliminate everything negative, including words of gossip, doubt, or fear, for your community and the world. Then focus wholeheartedly on it. Your life will inevitably accelerate. So expect to move forward now. Success awaits you. So ensure, because when you are an empath, whatever you pick up or whatever you put out is on a much more deeper level. The energy that you can collect, you're like a sponge. You know what I mean? So when you talk negatively, three things, like what am I saying? When you talk negatively and you put that, intention outside, it comes back to you three times or more. So, just be careful of the way you talk, just be careful of the advice that you give, or just be careful of your thoughts as well. The next card that I have is birth crystals. When babies were born in the golden age, crystals from their home planet materialized besides them. Because all humans go through the veil of amnesia on incarnations, people were unable to remember their stellar origins. However, when they held their birth crystals, they made an unconscious connection with home and felt a sense of peace and comfort that helped them during their time on earth. So some of you could also, I don't know why I'm getting, some of you all could be star seeds, and your guides are going to be helping you remember your previous lives or experiences as well. And some of you could also benefit working with crystals. If you draw this card, you are guided to strengthen your connection with home, which may mean meditating on your stellar origins. Alternatively, it may suggest that you explore your background and ancestral heritage as well. You may even need to put down more roots to enhance your feeling of belonging, which you can do by meeting new people, deepening friendships, or developing interests locally. Deepen your roots to create a solid foundation. So they really want you to explore your past. They really want you to explore your surroundings. Your family is a very, very, very strong theme coming in your reading. Yeah, I'm just really vibing with this pile. I'm not gonna lie. For some of you, I do feel like, if you don't know what the term star seeds is, I strongly suggest that you research about it. Uh, Work with crystals. I don't know, it's just going to benefit you a lot, especially in amethyst, and also a protective crystal like a black tourmaline or a black obsidian. The next cards that I have are, what is it that they want to say to you? Guidance. You are not alone. You're guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. I love that this card came out during your reading, because I feel that, this may not be just one person, but a lot of guides. Like, I just see them collaborating with more people, more masters and teachers of the higher realms, in order for you to kind of grow. So there may be more than one guides that you have, and they're all helping you out a lot. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. I hope I said that right. I don't know what is wrong with like my speech today. You guys have a lot to say, you know what I mean? So one of the things that they also want you to do is release things. It may, when you don't release things, it may manifest as physical illnesses and stuff like that, discomfort and things like that. Of course, I'm not saying every time you're sick, it's your guides kind of telling you something needs to, release. Please visit a doctor as well. But they're also asking you to kind of release any burdens that you maybe carry, whether it's from your own past, or, they're helping you also to release burdens of your past life as well. The last card that I have for you is what your guides want you to do in order to feel better. Make a vision board. The number 33 has come, which is also a number for, if you research angel number 333, it is a number of, your guides being around you at all times. So make a vision board, and your guides will help you achieve every single thing on that. This was all that I had for you. I hope you liked my reading, and if you did, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I also have an Instagram page where I post a lot of daily readings, so you may want to check that out as well. And I do smaller picker card readings on that too. If if there are more videos that you wanna, what am I saying? Like, I also have more videos, and I think you should check it out. If you wanna, I don't know why I'm getting this specifically for this pile, but I also teach tarot. I've started teaching. I've started doing these classes where I take very few students. I only work with 2 to 3 people, during my batch, and they are one-on-one classes. So if it is something that you want to explore, you can reach out to me through my Instagram, through my DMs. That's all that I had for you. I really, really, really hope that this reading brought you a lot of confirmations. And I'm done. I'm gonna see you soon. Bye.